Hey, last month we did $800,000 in revenue for our coaching offer. 494 of that was cash collected. We also did $148,000 in low ticket sales. Our overall profit for the entire month was about $600,000. And I'm going to show you 5 things you can do to scale past $50,000 a month for your coaching or agency offer. Now look, I understand you might be skeptical. You should be. Just look me up. My name is Dan Henry. You'll see that everything I'm saying is true. I don't want to waste time with that on this video. Let's hop right into the first one, which is called VIP pricing. So whenever you have a high ticket offer of some kind, maybe this is a coaching offer, it is a service, you have an agency, whatever, you can immediately create a VIP version of this offer with no extra work. So I'll give you an example. One of our offers is a $25,000 program, and it's a mixture of done for you and done with you. It's a coaching offer with just a lot of extra support. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of it because I'm not here to sell that, but I'm using it as an example. So when people buy this, they get access to my team, they get some calls with me, they get this, and that, right? However, some of them want more. Some of them want to work with me directly. So that's fine. So we create a $50,000 private client program. Now, what is that? Well, for me, all I do is I give them access to this included, and then they get to come out to my house for a day, and they get my number for 6 months to ask me any marketing questions. So what's the difference? The difference is simply access. That's it. There's no additional content in this. There's no additional anything. It's literally fly out to my house, spend the whole day with me, I'll take a look at your company, I'll do whatever, I'll answer whatever questions you have, and then you can have my phone number for 6 months and I'll personally work with you. Just text me anytime you have a question, anytime you want me to look at an ad or marketing thing, whatever. That's it. So there's no work to do except access. And this doesn't have to just be for business. I mean, this could be for mindset. This could be for health. I have clients who have a high-end VIP offer where they will bring a client out to their home and they'll help them work through their emotional eating habits, or they'll do an entire day of workouts to show them how to work out. And the only difference is it's access. People want to pay for access. Think of it this way. If you get on a plane and that plane is going to a destination, it's the same destination, it's the same plane. It's all the same, except some people will want to buy a first class ticket and sit at the front of the plane. They will want more access. They want the food faster. They want service faster. They want to get on and off the plane faster. They want more access. So when you have sold any sort of high ticket offer, if you have not offered a VIP offer for at least double the price, you're just costing yourself money, because I guarantee you there's a section of those people who will simply want more access. So just give it to them. The biggest disservice in business is not overcharging, it's under offering. They already want it, it's money on the table, you're just not reaching out and picking it up. So VIP pricing is the first thing that will immediately help you scale, because it's going to add at least 20 to 30%, if not more, to your business. Ruth Chris Steakhouse added private dinners, that private client dinner thing that they have. That is now 20% of their total revenue. People pay a ton of money to have a separate room. It's 20% of their revenue. All right, next is parallel funnels. So this is something you have to do, you have to know. If you're running an ad, and let's say you have some sort of funnel, right? And this funnel makes you money. That's pretty simple to understand. Whatever your main funnel is, or we'll call it your core funnel that makes you the money, have a parallel funnel or multiple parallel funnels. Well, what's a parallel funnel? Well, for instance, I'll give you an example. My core funnel is our Epic Pitch Challenge. It is a multi-day event where I help you create a pitch for your offer, for your business, and I help you scale without a sales team. Pretty clear offer. And so people will buy a ticket to come to that. I will help them for several days, and then I will make an offer into our higher ticket programs, and a percentage of them will buy and want to keep the party going. Great. That's the core offer. However, I also will run ads, and of course organic content as well, to a parallel funnel. We'll call this a parallel funnel. Now, one of my parallel funnels is this book. Now, pay close attention to the topic of the book. Big Fat Pitches, 250 swipe-worthy closes from the most profitable sales videos in history. So this is a book, or in this case, I wouldn't even really call this a book. I would call this a resource guide, because it's not like I wrote a book with stories. It's literally just a resource guide of closes from the top sales videos. Now, who would want to buy this book? Somebody would want to buy this book who creates sales videos to grow their company. Well, wouldn't that person also want to learn how to create a great pitch to grow their company? So these are so closely related that when somebody goes in and buys this book, then they end up also going to the core funnel. And how we do that is on the next page, after they buy, it's called a one-time offer. I'm sure most of you guys know what that is. It's basically I say, hey, thanks for buying the Big Fat Pitches book. You bought it because you want to create great sales videos. Well, let me ask you a question. How would you like me to help you craft a pitch that gets you client for life? Yada, yada, yada. Buy a ticket to my Epic Pitch Challenge. Well, they buy the EPC, Epic Pitch Challenge ticket here, which is essentially the core funnel. And now I not only sell tickets with the core funnel, but I, in parallel, sell them here. And what is this really doing? It's giving me more at-bats. I only have one chance here to break even on my ad spend, spend $10,000, make $10,000 in ticket sales, and then make high-ticket sales on the back end to make profit. But if I give myself another chance, because maybe there's people who will not buy this on first glance, but they'll buy this. And then they're like, oh, I should buy a ticket. Well, now we sell more tickets. In fact, this last challenge, we sold like dozens and dozens of tickets per funnel. So if I had only done this, I wouldn't have sold that many tickets. The challenge we did, not this challenge, but the challenge before that, we did $800,000 in sales, $494,000 cash collected. This challenge, we just finished it, so I don't know the numbers yet, but it's definitely gonna be multiple six figures. This right here is brilliant because you also make money from the non-buyers. What does that mean? Well, when you use a two-step order form, which means someone enters their name and email, they click a button, they then go to where they add their credit card details, you actually get the name and the email even if they don't finish checking out. Well, what happens is when we call that abandoned cart. They enter their name and email and they don't enter their credit card details. When they abandon cart here, you get their email. When they abandon cart here, you get their email. When they buy this book funnel and they don't buy the challenge ticket, you get their email. So then you're sending emails to promote your core offer and you're making more sales. This could be an event, this could be a webinar, this could be book or call, whatever your core funnel is that makes you the most money, you just keep feeding it. And so think about it like, here's your core funnel, and then here are these little parallel funnels all around, and they all feed the core funnel, which is the funnel that makes you the most money. This is how you scale. You focus everything in one freaking direction. That's why I have multiple books, and every single book, when you buy it, the next page is, hey, buy a ticket to this core funnel that makes me the most money. Done. Okay, so that is parallel funnels. Next on the list is didn't buy survey. So what is a didn't buy survey? This will blow your mind. Look, here's a customer. They go through some sort of sales process of some kind, whatever that is, okay? Well, they're either gonna say yes and then they're gonna buy. Great. Or they're gonna say no. You send them to a didn't buy survey. This is asking them, it's a Google form, and it asks them questions like, hey, why didn't you buy? What were you confused about? What made you think you couldn't do this? Blah, 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 blah. And then you take those answers and you simply improve the sales process. And now the conversion rate goes up and up and up. Guys, if you're somebody that's been following me for a while, you've seen my career, you've seen that I've consistently hit multiple seven figures a year. I've helped people, I've built hundreds of companies, I've consulted on, I've spoken, I've won awards, blah, 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 blah. Guys, you think I create this amazing funnel right off the bat and it just sells? No, it's actually pretty crappy the first time I create it. Almost everything I create at first sucks. Maybe it's not terrible, but it doesn't convert like gangbusters. But once I run didn't buy surveys, I improve it so quickly that it almost seems like I did. Guys, I've sat at the table with 8 and 9 figure media buyers, offer owners, all this stuff. And I'm gonna tell you right now, nobody knows what the freaking hell they're doing. We're all just guessing and testing. We just are better at guessing and testing than the people who are not succeeding. You have to guess and test. I don't know the answer. Nobody knows the freaking answer. We've simply mastered the process to find the answer. And when you do this for your offers, man, you're gonna figure out real freaking quick how to scale them. Okay, next is adjusting the audience. Look, if you sell to, let's say, 25 to 35, okay, male, whatever, right? And this person is young, they're new, they don't know a lot about business, whatever, or they're in college and they want to learn how to meet women, or they want to learn how to lose weight, or whatever it is, you're going to make a certain amount of money, right? However, if you take whatever the problem you're solving is, and you simply change the audience, let's say to 35 to 45, married, right? So maybe this is a single male, 25 to 35. This is a married male, 35 to 45. Well, now these people, they have more money and they spend more money. So you make more money solving the same problem. I'll give you an example. When I first started, I was young and I had an audience of primarily young dudes, and I taught them how to start a social media marketing agency. This was before everybody and their brother was selling that offer. This was when there was only a few people selling it, right? They bought from me and I sold a $1,000 course on it, and all was well with the world. I made roughly $10 million with that offer until Facebook decided to jack up the ad prices, and it just was very hard to sell a 1 or 2K product and be profitable. So I had to switch to helping older people who were married, who already had a business, scale that business. And then I was able to charge $10,000, $50,000, etc. And so I really did the same thing. I had the same offer, I just changed the audience. If you have an offer and you're struggling and you find that they're not able to pay, there's an old saying, and that is, don't sell to broke people, right? So if you simply do the same thing, you have the same offer, but you change the audience, you can increase their ability to pay, which obviously increases your scale. So finally, we have paid presentations. Here's the thing though. Once you do all the stuff that I just said, you create the conditions for scale. Now imagine you had a cigarette and you dropped it into a forest. Would that create a forest fire every single time? No. Why? Because if it just rained, if there's no wind, very hard for a fire to start. There has to be wind, there has to be dryness, there has to be twigs and stuff next to the cigarette. If the conditions are right, the whole forest can burn down. But if the conditions are not right, the cigarette just sits there and it's the same thing with your offer. If the conditions are not right, then it's very hard to scale. So instead of trying to burn a wet forest down and trying to scale an offer when the conditions are right, create the conditions for scale. Create the conditions so that your offer can go to the moon instead of trying to go to the moon when you have no friggin' rocket fuel. When you do the 4 things I just mentioned, you start to create the conditions for scale. This is how you actually scale. You do what I call paid presentations. So for instance, I did $800,000 last month and all of it was profit. $494 cash collected for transparency. How do we do that? We took ads and email and organic traffic and all that, and we ran it to what I call a paid presentation. Now, our paid presentation was a multi-day event called the Epic Pitch Challenge, right? This was a $97 offer where you'd come on and I'd help you, I would teach and I'd help you create a pitch to make your offer sound amazing so that people buy it. Once people got on, I was able to make money from the ticket sales, which canceled out the ad spend. And we made actually about $88,000 with ticket sales. And so not only did it cancel out my ad spend, it paid for most of my staff and software as well. And so now I'm sitting here where I'm break even. Like I'm even. I'm not down, I'm even. And then a certain percentage of the people on this challenge, or what I call a paid presentation, it's just the challenge is like the frame of that. You can challenge, workshop, seminar, implementation workshop. It's a frame. It's just what you call it. It's inconsequential. It's a paid presentation. A percentage of people on this paid presentation bought the high ticket offer, which ended up making us $800,000 in sales. This right here, to me, in my career, has been the easiest way to scale. Because if I run this to a webinar and I spend 10 grand and all I have is a bunch of calls on my calendar, some will show up, some won't, well now I have to rely on these people that I've already paid for to actually show. I have to rely on my sales reps to do a good job, which half the time they don't. And then maybe I will make enough money to make up for all that. It is not a way to scale. The way you scale is you remove the cost of doing business by liquidating your ad spend here, and you remove the need for a sales team. So you're not paying people commission to make less sales than you could make if you just did a really good job. And how do you do a really good job? You do a paid presentation. Why? Because when people pay to come on and listen to your pitch, and you have an opportunity to show them you can help them, it's very easy for them to buy. In fact, at the end of this paid presentation, all I did was I said to people, hey, if you're interested in working with me, go to this page, submit a refundable deposit, you'll get my phone number, text me. And then when they texted me, I answered whatever questions they had. I said, look, I'm not doing sales calls. I want to spend time with my family, just text me. I answered whatever questions they had, and then when they were comfortable, I sent them over to my assistant, Stephanie, to arrange payments. That's it. No sales team, no sales calls. 800 grand, 494 cash collected. Why? Because they paid to be there. People that pay attention, and people that pay attention pay more. That is how you scale. Now, you might say, well, Dan, what about creating this and all the content, all this? Here's the crazy part. You can also do what I call Q&A workshops. In fact, I'm doing one coming up. Let's go back. Ad, email, organic, whatever, especially for your warm audience, you go to what I call a Q&A workshop. So for instance, to give you an example, I have one that I do called the Scale Workshop. I don't teach anything. I have no slides. I have no pre-planned content. Literally, I bring people on one at a time, and I charge a decent chunk. It's more than the challenge. I charge a decent chunk. People come on, I speak to them one at a time, and I just answer their questions on how to scale their business. You could do the same thing for almost any offer. Marriage advice, health, mindset, whatever. Bring people on and help them one at a time. And look, you helping the person you're speaking to is not what's selling the room. It's you helping the person you're speaking to and everybody else listening to that. Again, Frank Kern, he said, if you want to show someone that you can help them, actually help them. So when I do these Q&A workshops, people will come on, they'll have a problem, they'll ask me a question, I will solve their problem right there. I will demonstrate to them and everyone in the room that I can actually solve that problem, in this particular case, scaling past $50,000 or $100,000 a month. They go, oh my God, Dan can help me. And then I don't even pitch. I just say, hey, listen, if you guys are interested, here's the other offers I have to keep working with us. And then I just quickly tell them about our other high ticket offers, and a percentage of them, again, will buy. Now look, there's some tactics and techniques to do good Q&A to really show people you can help them. There's a format that I've learned that works really well, but ultimately that's what you're doing. Now, if you're interested, in the description, I will leave a link to my Epic Pitch Challenge, and I will also leave a link to my Scale Workshop. If you're interested to check either one of those out, link in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.